Turkey's partnership with Africa has grown exponentially over the past 2 decades, reflecting a deep commitment to strong economic and diplomatic relations. This surge in collaboration has bolstered trade, investment and infrastructure across the continent. As Africa looks to the future, Turkey's role as a reliable partner continues to expand, encompassing various sectors and opening up new opportunities for growth. Bilateral trade between Turkey and Africa has soared by 800% in the last 2 decades. Business volumes jumped from $5.4 billion in 2003 to nearly $41 billion by the end of 2022. And with projections of $50 billion by the end of this year, economic ties are stronger than ever. Turkish companies have invested over $10 billion in African countries, creating more than 100,000 jobs on the continent. From energy and infrastructure to agriculture and health, Turkey's role in Africa's development is extensive. Construction and infrastructure projects by Turkish contractors across Africa have totaled $85.5 billion to date. These span various sectors such as transportation, energy and education, strengthening Africa's development landscape. Turkey now has 44 embassies in Africa, up from 12 in 2002. Business councils with 48 African nations and 31 trade consulates further cement Turkey's commitment to fostering economic and diplomatic cooperation across the continent. I'm now joined by Fatih Akbulut. He's the president of the Turkish African Business Association, or TABA. Thank you very much for joining us. Now, these are some significant investments. How do you see Turkey's trade strategy benefiting African nations in the coming years?
Well, so far, what we have seen is Turkey has, of course, don't want to be very cheesy, but has really have adapted a win-win strategy when it comes to doing business with Africa, not into Africa. So when we look at the global business societies, usually many companies around the globe are looking to Africa as a market, but Turkey looks at Africa as a partner. So this makes a really big difference between the Turkish point of view compared to many other nations who are looking into getting into African market. I would be able to give you a few examples where there's a lot of know-how and technology related manufacturing where Turkey is willing to go and partner with African businesses or investors to get into these businesses and manufacturing in Africa, compared to many other companies who would like to keep the technology and the know-how to themselves, not willing to share or produce in Africa, as Turkish companies would.
Right, and what impact have Turkish investments had on local industries in Africa?
So the local industries, it has been mostly imports in Africa. Now the wheel is turning, things are changing, and definitely I would be able to say there's a lot more manufacturing compared to what it was maybe 10 years ago when we were first really showing our strategy to be partners with African nations and African businesses. So this has made a tremendous change. Turkish companies have also started to invest in Africa in several manufacturing facilities. Very large Turkish industrialists have invested in several factories and bought a few African companies over the years to be able to serve the market better, to bring Turkish technology and Turkish standards into into the globe, into this arena.
And could you tell us a bit more about the role of Turkish contractors in Africa's infrastructure development?
As you have mentioned, over the last decade, Turkey have played a very important role in overtaking large infrastructure projects. At the moment, it's $85.4 billion, according to the Turkish Ministry of Trade. The Turkish companies, starting from energy to several other sectors, including road infrastructure, including energy, as I said, including many of the sewer lines and internet. And Turkey has have had a lot of investments, as in undertaking large projects, and it's moving forward as the day goes by. So $85 billion is a large number, especially when you compare it to China. China has been very inactive over the period of COVID, and this kind of put more focus on the Turkish contractors. As you may know, there are 250 largest contractors. Out of those, 42 of them are Turkish. So that puts the construction sector second in the whole world. So Africa has started to engage more with Turkish contracting companies as for their infrastructure.
And what do you expect from the upcoming Africa Business Forum and Expo next month in terms of expanding Turkish-African trade?
So these events are very important. First of all, Istanbul is a global hub. Right now, there are more direct flights out of Istanbul than any other city around the globe. Also, there are more direct flights out of Istanbul or into Istanbul than any other airline, even combined. The top 5 combined, Turkish Airlines flies to 67 destinations in Africa. So, excuse me, this makes Istanbul is, it wouldn't be hard to say heart of Africa, because everybody can easily meet in Istanbul. So events like
Fatih
this...
Akbulut, I'm afraid we're out of time. We will have to continue this at a later date.